Continuing our conversations with candidates that are running in the upcoming city elections in November, I'm joined by Ken George. He is another candidate running for the Aztec City Commission out of District 5. Mr. George, welcome to KSJE. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You bet. You're running for re-election.
I am.
To the City Commission. You are a retired city employee after 22 years.
Yes, that's correct.
And
yes.
Your job was mostly with the electric utility, yes?
That's correct. Yes, I was electric director for 22 and a half years. However, over those years, I served as interim city manager twice, interim public works director like 4 times, interim parks director. I'm the one that stuck around when other people left, and if they needed leadership, they asked me to step in.
Okay, so you know the ins and outs, I guess, of Aztec, or at least a lot of them, it seems to me.
Yes, I do.
From that. And so you're running again, and so talk to me a little bit about some of the issues you feel are facing, the city of Aztec's facing right now. What are some of the things that it's got your attention?
Well, I don't want to call anything an issue.
Okay.
But some of the things that are,
you know how the media is
that we need to pay attention to.
Okay.
Number one is that our Aztec arterial. That's going to be the truck bypass to get trucks off of Main Street.
Right.
And so we're right in the middle of the second stage, which is starting to pave now. And the next step will be the terminals on either end on 550 on the south end of Aztec, then on the north end of Aztec. So
right.
We got to work with the state. We're probably going to have to go work with our state legislators for some more money. But that is the big project. I mean, the largest project that Aztec's ever done, $22 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
right.
That's number one.
Okay. And that looks like at least the current phase will be completed relatively soon, and then there's a third phase, I think, is the issue, right? Is that the final? That's the final part.
Well, we're calling that, but it all depends on the money,
okay.
Right?
All right.
They could take that third phase and break it up into 2 halves. One on,
like
on the south end, and then the other on that north end where the arterial project actually turns into Navajo Dam Road 173 and then back down to 550.
To 550 and relinks with that.
Yeah.
I understand. Gotcha. Okay. So that's one. What are some of the other things that are got your attention?
Water. Couple things to do with water. We need to do some improvements. We've got a new tank on the south end of town that we're looking to rebuild. I think that's going to go out to bed here within a month or so.
Okay.
New pipeline going on the south end of town there. I think currently it's a 12-inch line. The engineering has said let's get something a little bigger. So that'll be coming up. And then stormwater is a big thing with me. I mean, with what we've seen happen in the state in the last couple of years, and we know, 15 years ago, Aztec flooded real bad. We had that 200-year storms in 2 years. Specifically, the Blanco ditch it runs right through the middle of town. And we need to work to get at least a plan and then start working that plan. I realize it's going to be millions of dollars to fix that ditch, but you know what they say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Right.
So
okay.
we really need to concentrate on those things that have been talked about for 20, 30 years, maybe even longer, that we just don't have the money. We don't know. Well, we're going to have to figure it out, and like I say, just start a little piece at a time. And hey, it may take us 20 years, but at least we're making progress.
And I guess you're saying a plan is a good place to start.
Yeah, and we've got some plans. We've got some FEMA funding.
Okay.
For plans. So, yeah.
Get it down on paper at least to know what you're looking at.
I got you. And then a couple other things that are big on my list is back in 2012 or so, we started redoing the medians on the main highways in Aztec, and that project got so far, and then whether it was money, what have you, they kind of faltered. So Aztec Boulevard going north towards Durango, it's still on the plans, And I'd really like to finish that up from Pioneer Street and Aztec, on Aztec Boulevard, out to Navajo Dam Road. Nice lighting, nice medians, those kind of things.
Right.
We've done a really good job with what we've got. We just got to finish it.
Sure.
And then Riverside Park is another one of my pet projects, if I can get a push through. Boy, we got a beautiful park down there on the river, but we need a paved parking. We really do. It'd just make that park so much better if we could. We've talked about it for years, but we just have not done anything. And currently the city is doing well financially. We've got some money in the bank, and I think it's time to reinvest it in some of the places that we've all known and grown up with.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, good to know. And let me ask you about another issue that I hear coming up for some of the other candidates that are running in Aztec, and that is utility rates. That's something near and dear to your heart, I know, from your connection. What do you hear from the voters, if anything?
Well, back in 2021, 22, staff came to us with a 5-year utility plan. I, at the time, was very vocal and said it was way too aggressive. Although we knew we needed, especially the water and the sewer departments were actually running in the red at the time. Electric revenues were supporting the water and the sewer.
Okay.
So as a commission, we knew that we wanted to make sure the water and the sewer stood on their own, and electric was still okay. So the first year of increases was very well justified. By the time this will be the third year that started in July, I was adamantly against increases, especially in electric, knowing that over my years of experience is that the customer just couldn't afford it anymore. We got a lot of people in Aztec that are on fixed incomes, low income, and you just can't keep hitting them with a 10% increase every year. I mean, my bill is over the last 3 years is doubled at my house. So if it's affecting me, it's affecting everybody.
Right.
Now, there's some on the commission that had good jobs and were working and says, well, we can absorb it. Well, I can tell you there's a lot of other people in our town that just can't absorb it. So I was very vocal through this last budget season that we do not, especially with electric, not do that increase. Well, I was outvoted 4-1, and boy, once the increase hit, the people were very vocal, and now we're in the process of rescinding at least the electric increases. Going forward, like I said, it was a 5-year plan. We're in year 3. I will be adamantly against any increase. Mm-hmm. We've got the other 2 utilities, water and wastewater, into the black. Electric is doing well. That I don't see the need.
Gotcha. And I get, so the justification for the increases to begin with, was that to fund improvements or just to pay for the cost of power? Because Aztec has kind of its own electric utility. It's run by another company, but you own those resources, I guess.
Yes, we do.
And that's unique
the whole
somewhat.
power company within the city limits is owned by the citizens.
Right.
And run by the city. Whenever you do a long-term plan, you usually go out and find a consultant. Well, I can tell you from my years of experience, what happens is everybody throws into the pot their grand plan, right? I mean, 20 years, whatever, and the money just keeps going. Well, your consultant will turn around and build a plan to match those dollars. Well, it's not reality, and that's what happened here. Is they had looked at spending millions of dollars in infrastructure improvements, when in reality, your ratepayers just can't cover that. They can't. So what you've got to do is you got to do a little bit at a time, and you got to take care of your worst place or whatever's failing.
Sure.
Right.
Right.
And and then work slowly towards the future.
Got it. Is there room for maybe more power generation for your utility? Would that help you control more of those costs, perhaps, if you weren't buying it off the grid?
Yes, sir. Actually, Aztec has got one of the best purchase power contracts in the state of New Mexico. that was worked out in 2020. But I started our first solar plant, and when I left, there was a plan to double that. Since then, since I've retired, there's other people who come in and they've kind of thought elsewhere about what, and the plan has failed. Now, one of the things I'd love to do is bring that back to the table, because I think in the long run it will pay for itself, and we'll all be better off for it if we double or triple the size of our solar plant.
Gotcha. It can meet some of that high peak demand, I guess, if you've got that infrastructure.
Yeah, the industry as a whole, in the power industry, even here in New Mexico, we don't so much peak anymore because we've already got so much solar and wind online.
I see.
That we're controlling that.
Okay.
But anytime that you can self-generate, you're saving your customers some money.
Right. You're not buying it off the grid.
You're not buying it off the grid.
That makes sense. Another topic I want to ask you about, too, is transportation. I remember that was a big issue. Public transportation, the bus service, things like that. The commission came and made a decision.
Yes.
And talk to me a little bit about that. Is that something that you...
We're talking the red apple.
Yeah.
And I love the red apple. I thought when the idea came many years ago about putting public transportation into the county, and and if you think about it, Farmington's taken the brunt of this. They're the ones that have actually started and are running the red apple. Aztec, Bloomfield. We're just a small piece. So we put just a little bit of money and get a great service. Depending on who you talk to, I disagree. I thought the red apple was good for us. It was good for the county as a whole. Another one of those issues that I lost the vote when we voted to support it or not.
Right.
But I still today would support continuing support for the red apple. I know if you talk to certain people like our police officers and others, they say it just brings the riffraff to Aztec, but you know what? There's a reason why those people take the bus, and typically it's because they just can't have no means of transportation. Right. That's what public transit's all about, is helping out those people that have no other means.
Right. Well, and you mentioned a little bit about the fixed incomes and things like that, and I would assume a lot of your citizens might appreciate that public transportation
exactly.
option.
I'm retired, and I know a bunch of retired people. Sometimes I even go to the senior center, right? And I get stories about people that would get on the red apple and come to Farmington for Walmart. Right, because they either couldn't drive anymore, or they just didn't have the transportation. And I call it the younger generation, but I'm going to say those 40 and younger just don't understand what people that they're 60 and older, those resources mean to them. They just don't.
Right.
And so I'm a supporter of the red apple. If we can bring it back and we can support it, I'm all there. Time will see.
Okay, fair enough. Just a couple of minutes remaining this morning. I gave your opponent a chance to talk about the difference between you and him. I give you the same opportunity. He didn't have too much to say, quite frankly. Anything about your opponent that you'd like to point out or talk about the race?
Well, my opponent he's young and driven. The one thing that I've noticed with his postings compared to mine is a lot of it is, I will do this, or I am going to do that. What you got to understand, especially when you get on a city commission of 5, you are one of 5. So it is a team effort. And not only as the commission is a team effort, but you've got to work with city staff. You've got to set a policy and direction as a team of 5 on the commission, and then get city staff to buy in. Right? And now, once everybody comes together as a team, you can start moving forward with whatever it is, whether it's a new road, whether it's paving the park, whatever the project might be.
Sure. Makes sense, makes sense. Well, is there a way for folks to reach out to you if they have their own questions that I haven't asked you today?
Yeah,
What's the best way to
You
reach
can
you?
always text me at 505-330-7463. I field probably 15 calls a week or texts a week from constituents. And then I am on Facebook. I have a personal page. I have an election page. So, yes, please reach out. I will answer you the best of my ability. And sometimes it's just like, hey, I'm going to have to check into that, and then we'll get back with you.
Okay, fair enough. Ken George, candidate for Aztec City Commission, running for re-election. Thanks for being here.
You bet. Thank you.
You're very welcome.